What's up, guys? So on this particular video we'll be discussing about Manali in the month of June 2025, what you should be expecting in terms of the weather, the road condition, the places that you should be visiting, overall what you should be packing for the trip, the budget that you should keep in mind for Manali in the month of June, and most of all, is it a good time to be visiting Manali in the summer of 2025. So now starting off with the weather. So now keep in mind that the month of June is the last summer month in the Himalayas. So for anyone who's planning on traveling to Manali in the month of June, it's a very good time to be going there. It's very unlikely to rain a lot. Occasionally it can drizzle here and there because that's the pre-monsoon showers that will come in. But overall it's not going to be flooding and raining very heavily like what you expected to rain in the month of July and in August. So now when it comes to the temperature, the daytime temperature will range from anywhere between, I would say, 15 degrees to 25 to 28 degrees, while the temperature at night will be anywhere between 8 degrees to around 16 degrees. So now this temperature fluctuation in Manali depends entirely on where you are staying. If you're staying in places like Mall Road or maybe at Simsa or Prini, the temperatures will be slightly higher because they are on the plain plateau area, while in places which are close to the river Bias and higher up closer to Rohtang, that's where it's going to be much cooler as compared to the other places mentioned earlier. Staying in Old Manali will always give you a more pleasant and cooler vibe, but at the same time you got to deal with the traffic jam and the overcrowded nature what Old Manali has to offer during the month of June. Now when you're traveling in the month of June to Manali, you got to remember one very important thing is that it's summer holidays in North India. So with summer holidays in North India means that there's going to be a lot of crowd in Manali and around Manali. So basically Himachal is packed, and with all that's happened in Kashmir in the last few weeks, the crowd is flocking to Himachal. So now be very careful about one fact is that it's going to be really crowded, and with crowd comes the cost inflation which Himachal is famous for. So when you're traveling to Manali in the month of June, remember that do not underestimate the costing. A room which you have earlier checked in the month of April or May and is going for around 1000 to 2000 will now cost you anywhere between 3000 to 5000 rupees per night. And this costing is real, no matter how much you feel that if you go to Manali and you run around you might find a cheaper deal. That is possible, but the chances are 1:10. 1:10 as in like one place, if you can find it in that crowd, will give you the deal, but it is very unlikely that you will be able to get a decent room for less than 2000 rupees without any meals or anything in Manali. The reason being because there's so much of crowd that is in and around Manali in the month of June. The traffic jams happen all the way from Manali Mall Road till sometimes even till Nagar and beyond. So that's like roughly a 3 to 4 kilometer or sometimes even 6 kilometer traffic jam which is caused because of the crowd that is coming in. So is it a good time to be going to Manali in the month of June? I would say it depends entirely on what your vibe is. If you are someone who can only travel to Manali in the month of June because it's summertime and that's the only time you have holidays, you're a family person, then there's no other option. And no matter where you go in India, it's going to be crowded because of summer holidays. Now the places that you should be visiting in Manali in the month of June include Solang Valley and Sisu and Atal Tunnel. By default you can cover them in one single day. You need a special day, a separate day to visit Rohtang because there's so much of crowd going up to Rohtang Pass that you need a separate day altogether. If you club in Solang Valley, Sisu and Rohtang Pass on the same day, it's not going to happen. You'll just miss out on one and you're going to end up being super frustrated. The reason why it's not possible on the same day is because of the traffic and the traffic jam that you will witness. So it is always advisable to do it on two separate days. This will make your life easier and less painful. Rohtang Pass, you have to remember, is closed every Tuesday, so you can plan for any other day other than Tuesday, and you need a permit to visit Rohtang Pass, which the driver will get it himself. The other places that you should visit include Old Manali. If you're okay hiking, you can go to Jogni Waterfall or Baror Pasha Waterfall. The latter is much easier to go to compared to the former. Harimba Temple and Manu Temple are two places that for spiritual enlightenment you can definitely visit. You can also go to Vashisht, which has the hot springs, which is close to Mall Road in Manali. And Nagar Castle and the village is a must visit for all those who want to see something related to the history and culture of this part of Himachal. Old Manali is definitely worth visiting for those who want to go around shopping for hippie things and hippie clothing along with bags and jewelry. But now remember that Old Manali is also jam packed. There's a lot of traffic jam because it's a narrow road going up 3 kilometers to Old Manali from New Manali. In the month of June, the best way to reach from New Manali to Old Manali is to walk it out. If you're planning on taking a car around, it's just going to be you stuck in a lot of traffic jams similar to what you experience in the city, just that you'll have a better view from your window. That's the only difference. Maybe a little bit better weather also. Now the activities which are possible, the adventure activities include trekking. You can hike up to Jogni waterfall. You can go camping along the river banks near Banu bridge. You can definitely go river rafting in the Bias. You can go paragliding. Now these are few of the activities that you can do. Ziplining is also possible. When you're going paragliding, just make sure that the weather, the wind condition and the organization that you're going with are reputed and safe to go with. Your life is more important than just flying above and having a disaster. Now when it comes to the amount of time you need to travel to Manali, I would say anywhere between 4 nights, 5 days to a week or so is more than enough to travel to Manali. It's a place that has a lot to offer, but in the month of June there's so much of crowd that lot becomes extremely difficult for you to experience because of the traffic that you will encounter at every place. Even if you plan on going around on foot, not everything in Manali is accessible by foot, so be mindful of the journey that you might have to go through to see what you come to see. Now when it comes to the restaurants and the dabas and the cafes during the month of June, they are all super crowded. So wherever you're going, just make sure that you're going there early so that you can finish up early and you're not stuck waiting in long queues before you get your chance to eat and dine. Now some of the important pro tips that when you're traveling to Manali would be that leave early in the morning wherever you're going, be it even to Mall Road, leave early because that's when you'll get the best experience. Do not go to places late because that's when it's going to be super crowded and you're going to be just stuck losing your day being stuck in a traffic jam. Carry enough of cash with you. Even though UPI payments are acceptable, you will definitely need cash on the go. Withdraw it from your home city and come, because the ATMs in Manali generally are out of cash in the first half an hour after they are refilled, because that's the amount of tourists that are there. Number 4 is by default wear a good pair of shoes, because your shoes are very very important, because there's a lot of walking and climbing and hiking that you will have to do. So wear a good pair of shoes which have a good grip. Come with good woolen clothing, because even in the month of June it can get pretty cold in the night. Have UV protected sunglasses, because without that your journey is going to be really painful and stressful on your eyes. Next on the list would be, do not overpack. You can always buy a souvenir t-shirt from Manali, because there are plenty of shops selling good souvenir t-shirts. And finally, avoid going to places, I would say, like Old Manali in the daytime, because avoid going to Old Manali during the evenings, because that's when it's at its most crowded. You can go there during the daytime after breakfast or for breakfast, because that's when it's relatively less crowded, because nobody is going there as much as what it is during sunset. Now if you're someone who's planning a trip to Manali in the month of June, we do have trips happening in the month of June. You can click on the link in the description. You'll get all the details related to our trips. You can directly book from the website. If you have any queries related to our trip to Manali, you can WhatsApp our team and they will assist you with your booking. Do not WhatsApp our sales team for any of your personal queries, because if you have any personal queries related to Manali, you can directly leave a comment in the comment section and we'll be more than happy to resolve your queries via the YouTube comment section. Now finally, if you're someone who's going to Manali in the month of June and looking for a budget trip, what is the best way to go about it? The best way is to go in a group and to stay in one hotel for a minimum of 3 to 4 days. That's the best way. You will get a better deal as compared to staying there for one night. If you're going there for one night or 2 nights, the cost will be inflated compared to staying there for 3 to 4 nights. So now this is the most that we can help you with the video. And carry a water bottle, because dehydration is a major cause of falling sick and feeling dizzy in the month of June. So carry a bottle of water which you can refill. Till our next video, stay happy and stay blessed.